Yo, what up? What up? What up? Happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday. Before I even start, I want to say shout out to Greg Pop. He's officially retired. Um, he won them 5 chips with the San Antonio Spurs. One hell of a coach. One of the greatest coaches of all time is Greg Pop. He was mean. He was strict. He laid down the rules. He did his thing. So shout out to Greg Pop. You would be greatly missed in the NBA world. Had a lot of classic moments with Greg Pop as a coach for the San Antonio Spurs. So I want to give a salute to him. Also, I want to talk about yesterday's happenings because I didn't get to go on live for it. Jalen Brunson, thank you for putting New York on your back and lifting us to the second round. My Knicks are in the second round of the playoffs. But now, here's the problem. We got to go up against Boston. That's the problem. We got to go up against Boston. We're going to get into this Warriors and Rockets game, in a few minutes. But I got some bones to pack. I think I will say this real quick before I touch on the Warriors game. If the Warriors don't win tonight, they're going to lose this series. If they don't win tonight, they're going to lose this series. So that's all I got to say. The Warriors got to close out tonight. They got to close out tonight. If they don't close out tonight, they're going to lose this series. I don't have faith in them winning because, you got Steph Curry. Steph Curry got to do Curry things. He's going to have a great fourth quarter, not an okay fourth quarter. He need a great one. Jimmy Butler's playing pretty good, but he need a great fourth quarter. Yeah, thank you, CJ. You had my Pistons in 7. Well, not Pistons. I mean, you had your Pistons in 7 and had my Knicks losing in 7. Pause. But we made it. Now you could say congratulations. Then I may say for what? Because we still have to play up against Boston. Still not over. We got to play Boston, and that's no easy task, right? You may say, "Hey, that's just congratulations on going to the second round because you're just going to end up losing it." And Steph Curry's holding on to that finger really gingerly. Houston's doing a great job of smacking at that hand after he take a shot. So, but no excuses. You out there on the floor playing. Steph Curry got to figure out a way to win this game. If not, they're going to lose this game. They lose this game, this series is over. Because you don't want to keep playing around with these youngins. You're gonna you're gonna want to need to take them out. You can't take these young bucks out. It's a wrap. And why were they doing the hack of Steven Adams thing? That was a waste in the third quarter. Why can't you just play some defense and help to get stops? That show you was in trouble when you needed help, right? Also, you got people are not even talking about the playoffs now. Now they're talking about LeBron James and Luka. And will Luka re-sign with the Lakers? So even if the Lakers don't win the championship and it still revolves around LeBron James, the media will still cover LeBron James more than the actual playoffs. Let that sink in, And I'm going to say this much. I have a pick now. If Golden State makes it to play against Minnesota in the second round, they're going to lose. Golden State is not going to beat Minnesota. Minnesota play better defense. And Steph Curry, depending on how he is physically, I don't see them doing it. I think the Warriors will lose in the second round to the T-Wolves, which means the T-Wolves will go to the third round. Now, I'm not a believer in the Houston Rockets. Even if they knock off the Golden State Warriors in 7 games, you're the number 2 seed. You should have did it a little more earlier if you're really about that 2 seed life. So, I mean, they're young, athletic. They'd be more of a problem for Minnesota than Golden State. Because Golden State, they can't sit there and hope that this team is going to get tired. They're too young. These young boys ain't going to get tired. What you're gonna have to do is just take away their confidence and stop a mud hole in them. But Steph Curry can't have a Steph Curry game. Yeah, this is very physical defense by the Rockets. Yeah, if you're Golden State, you cannot go back to Houston. You're going to lose, you go to Houston. They got all the momentum. They know a way to beat you now. They figured you out. It took them about 5 games to figure the Golden State Warriors out. So the Golden State Warriors had to knock them out real quick before they do a game plan to try to take them out. I think Houston has a game plan now. They let anybody beat them except Steph Curry. They don't want Steph Curry to get hot. And they're doing a good job. Okay. You got that Ant-Man magic. Ant-Man magic going to the Western Conference Finals again for the second time, if that's the case. You know, now the question is, can he get over the hump and beat OKC? I think that's where they draw the line. Because I think the winner of I think Denver would give OKC more problems, though. I really do think Denver would give OKC more problems because OKC don't have nobody to answer for with the Joker. They got no big guy to answer for with the Joker. But the Clippers will lose to OKC Thunder. Yeah, that's a wrap. They ain't beating the Thunder. Yeah. Because if Steph Curry can't do Steph Curry dangs, they're going to lose this game. They need Steph Curry's offensive threes. See, Jimmy Butler is playing good. Jimmy Butler is doing Jimmy Butler dangs. He's getting to the free throw line. He's attacking the basket. He's not settling for threes. He's getting a lot of fouls called. So Jimmy Butler is getting dangs his way. But Steph Curry he has to meet Jimmy Butler. You got to meet Jimmy Butler halfway. You got to meet Jimmy Butler halfway. If Jimmy Butler play good, Steph, you got to play great. Jimmy Butler could play good, but he can't play great. He's not the number one. Steph Curry, you got to be great for these remaining 10 minutes. And I don't know if he could do it. I think Houston is just locking them down. He's seen a lot of double teams, and he can't get the ball out of his hands. They're doing a good job of getting the ball out of Steph's hands. You know. But what a shot yesterday by Jalen Brunson. You know, what a shot. Because Detroit is a good team for the future. If Detroit get a guy like Giannis Antetokounmpo with that roster, they would have beat the Knicks. If Detroit had Giannis Antetokounmpo, they would have beat the Knicks, if you ask me. With that roster, they would have beat the Knicks. The Detroit's biggest problem is too much of their offense goes through Shaq Cunningham. But if you had a guy like Giannis on that team, that problem wouldn't exist no more. If Giannis really want to get himself in a better position of winning, he should go to Detroit. No, it's not a super team. They get a lot of good pieces. You would fit quite well with that team. Steven Adams giving Golden State all they can handle. You could tell Golden State cannot handle the bigs. They soft in the middle. Golden State got no big. They got no true center. And Draymond Green been holding it down for the Warriors quite some time. He's their biggest guy they have to guard the post. They don't got no other guy that could guard the post. Only Draymond is. They need an actual 7-footer. Is that a foul or out of bounds? Jimmy Butler getting to the basketball. He getting his way. You can mention that you could look at that as goaltending a little bit, but I guess it's a foul. If the ball was coming down, that would have been a case of goaltending, but I guess it's not a foul at all. Steph Curry, you got 9 minutes. 9 minutes. because Fred VanVleet, he getting whatever he want, but Steph Curry ain't getting whatever he want. That's the problem. Yeah, they do. Warriors and Lakers do have the same problem. But the Warriors are a tad bit better defensively than the Lakers is. The Lakers are horrible on defense. The Lakers can't guard nobody. Their best defender is Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt is the Lakers' best defender. Now that's your best defender. That's saying something. That meaning a lot. Because the Warriors got Jimmy Butler and they got Draymond Green. So they got two better defenders than the whole Lakers squad. Steph Curry better start lighting it up or they're going to go home early. Well, they're going to force a game 7, I mean. And if it's a game 7, the Rockets will win this series. I like this young. This Houston team is young, man. I like this team. Man, Jimmy Butler getting to the basket at will, drawing a lot of fouls, putting a lot of pressure on people. Steph Curry, if you can't have a big game, you got to have a big closing moment. We're going to need a Steph-alicious moment. Steph Curry going to have to come do in the clutch. This is what playoff basketball about. Your best players got to show up. All this time in Golden State, never got a big. You can't get a center. Why you got Draymond out there playing center for? He should never be a guy guarding your centers. How long has Draymond Green been guarding the bigs on an opposite team? That's asking a lot from a guy that can't really guard bigs. He lucky he ain't playing in the 2000s or early 90s because guys like Shaq and Hakeem Olajuwon would eat Draymond Green up alive. You're lucky you ain't playing against those fives. No, a lot of them bail you out because they shoot threes. Damn, Jimmy Butler, you got to knock down those free throws too. And if the Warriors do make it to the second round, guess who they're going to have to face? They face the T-Wolves. That means Anthony Ant-Man will have a chance to knock down another legend. He could say he beat LeBron James and Steph Curry in the same year, assuming if Steph Curry makes it to the second round. Steph Curry, you got to shoot some threes, boy. That's a bad possession by Steph Curry. Why are you going to let Jimmy Butler take a three-point shot for when you should be the one taking it? I'd rather have Steph Curry taking a three-point shot than Jimmy Butler any day. I don't care if a guy guys are defending you. You hit plenty of shots before with guys defending you. You take that shot if you Steph Curry. Why you pass that ball up for? Then you went into the lane to do nothing with it, just to kick it out for a guy to shoot a three. And out of all people to shoot a three, you chose Jimmy Butler? Won't you just scoop it up for a layup? You don't know how to do a floater? These guys pass up on wide open layups just to give a guy a three-point shot. It's low IQ basketball. Sometimes you could take the two. Threes ain't always it. If you get a lot of easy layups to the basket, 2 or 3 of them, you got 6 points. 3 layups give you 6 points. And you can get that easily by just moving the ball around. You leaving a lot of points on the board because you're settling for threes. What is Steven Adams doing? He hugging Jimmy Butler like that's his teammate. That's a good one. I'm gonna go with the Nuggets because they're at home. I'm going with the Nuggets because I don't trust the Clippers at all, man. Anything that could go wrong with the Clippers will go wrong. It's the Clippers. Clippers basketball is always losing. Okay, Steph Curry took that three. I'd rather have you take that three than not take a three at all. I live with that. If you can't make it, then you can't make it. I live with that. See, Fred VanVleet is knocking down his three ball. That's the difference in the game. Fred VanVleet is playing good, and Steph Curry ain't. Battle of the point guards. How many threes has Fred? He outshot Steph Curry. Steph Curry can't knock down the shot. And he taking the shot, even if it is pressure. Steph Curry's getting beat at his own game, shooting the three ball, and Fred VanVleet outplayed Steph Curry. This must be the changing of the guard, because Steph Curry has a chance to get number 5, but LeBron James don't. But if both of them still lose, they still stuck at 4 championships. But LeBron would be like, yeah, I'm good. Steph Curry didn't win a 5th championship. We're still tied. Hold on for a minute. So, yeah. Some guy said my Knicks won't even make it to 6 games against Boston. He said a gentleman's sweep. Boston beats the Knicks in 5 games. How many games does the Knicks and Boston go up to? In everybody's opinion, how many games do the Knicks and Boston go up to? Is it a sweep or a gentleman's sweep? Or do we do the impossible and force a game 7? Can we force a game 7? Yeah, of course we can, but you get the notion, you know. Do you think we will? I get that's what we could say. Says I'm not a gypsy. I can't tell the future. But what I can tell is it's not going to be easy for the Knicks. This is going to be a tough series. And my Knicks are facing some trouble, man. How are we going to pull this one off? How the hell are we going to pull this one off? This is going to be a hard one. A hard-fought game, series, whatever you want to call it, but we got our hands full. And Golden State, you should have known this game was really important. Golden State don't look like a team that trying to even win this game. Steph Curry looked a little old and tired. Steph Curry can't get into a rhythm, you know. But I noticed if you like Steph Curry down, he ain't going to be that effective. He ain't going to be that effective if you lock him down. See, they're taking the ball out of Steph's hands, forcing him to take, whatever, bad shots. Steph Curry can't even get into a rhythm, and that's a bad thing. Because if Steph Curry don't perform, Golden State don't win. Steph Curry has to perform in order for Golden State to win. Bye-bye. Hey. LeBron James did say some things today, though. He said, hey, I don't know if Luka's staying in the Lakers, and Luka shouldn't stay on the Lakers based off my career. I'm 40 years old. Luka is the future. So if you're Luka, don't stay on the Lakers because you think LeBron going to be there. You better stay on the Lakers because, yeah, because you think they're going to build a championship team around you. Now, being the Lakers have history winning championships, Luka is in the right place to win a championship. Definitely in the right place. Yeah. Well, CJ, this is one series you may be right about. You was wrong about Detroit. You know, they ain't beating my Knicks, but I have no comeback for you against the Celtics. I'm a Knicks fan, and I don't even think that we could get past Boston. It is what it is. I got to be honest with you. I can't lie. You know, maybe in 5. You're right. No. Wow. Oh, the blame game already started? Oh, yeah. They say LeBron was injured. I heard reports about that. Every time LeBron loses, there's an excuse behind it. He would have won, but see what happened was always an excuse for LeBron James. There's never a moment where there's not an excuse for this guy. If you're LeBron James, you got the best people in the world making excuses for you. You can't just lose a game. There got to be excuses behind it. And everybody else gets the blame except for LeBron James. We act like LeBron James wasn't on the court playing. How come whenever they win, LeBron gets full credit for it? But whenever they lose, it's everybody else's fault. Never understood that. Oh, we got a little separation. You got Clippers in game 7. I don't know. It's still surrounding pieces, G Money. They got to show up in Denver. I don't know if they can. Yeah, the Rockies coming back to their number two seed form. I mean, Lakers could get anybody, but I don't want to see that. I don't want to see the Lakers keep getting help. How many times are you going to keep giving the Lakers players, man? This is just nuts. I never see nobody else say they need more players. LeBron's the only guy that claims to need more and more help. Yeah, Joker got bailed out by his role players. But Jamal Murray been bailing the Joker out a lot of times. Joker's not like a big-time closer. He's a stat stuffer for a couple of quarters. But he ain't gonna hit. He's not a guard. He's not gonna hit like a game-winning shot and stuff like that. You know, Jamal Murray is the closer. So if Jamal Murray ain't playing good, Denver don't win. Despite the Joker and all them inflated stats. The Joker is officially a stat pattern for this season. I can't call him a stat pattern for his whole career. I'm going to give him the respect. But this season, the Joker is a stat pattern. He's nothing more than a stat stuffer. Just like a lot of these players that just keep filling up the stat sheet but can't win. And Giannis Antetokounmpo. Yeah, this year the Joker is just like LeBron. All them bullshit stats, Jay, that don't lead to winning. And everybody got mad at me because I said the Joker shouldn't be no MVP. You just giving this guy MVP because of his stats. But he can't win jack shit. He don't even close games out. And that triple-double don't mean shit when he losing. Because every time he get these triple-doubles, he barely win games. Even on ESPN, the Joker about to get a triple-double. The Joker on his way to a triple-double. Okay. And can you win? I don't care if you're on your way to a quadruple-double. Nobody cares, bro. Like Giannis Antetokounmpo averaged a double-double and still lost on them bogus ass stats, man. You guys care about his fucking stats. Yeah, I give Joker respect and all that. I'm not saying Joker's a stat patter in general, CJ. I'm saying this season he is. Because those numbers don't lead to winning. You know they don't. It's the same way like the Giannis. Numbers ain't that impressive if you can't win with them. Everybody else is doing it. Giannis, Shea, Gilgeous-Alexander, everybody putting up stats, my man. What are we talking about? Who can't put up stats? You got Fred VanVleet putting up stats right now. He winning. Everybody put up stats, B. Stats is like assholes. Everybody got them. Can you win with them? That's the question. I seen Anthony Edwards get 40-point games, but he actually win when he get his 40-point games. I seen Shea Gilgeous-Alexander get 40-point games, but he wins games when he gets his 40-point. Every time I see a big game from the Joker, he losing. And this man just lost 7 straight times to that bad man that is Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards beat that man in the postseason and beat his ass every time in the playoffs. If it was Minnesota versus Denver right now, Denver would be knocked out the playoffs, in my belief. Minnesota would have waxed them too. And keep in mind, he's doing this with Julius Randle. He ain't doing that with no Dwayne Wade or no second best basketball player of all time. He's doing that with Julius Randle and Rudy Gobert. Yep. They bring up them bullshit stats. But when he lose, they use that same thing, his age, which is 40, as an excuse to why he lost. But had he won and he had a triple-double, you'd be saying something different. It's all gatekeeping for LeBron James. That's all it is. These fanboys is crazy. These dudes is ridiculous with these stat padding basketball players. Guys that put up these empty numbers. If Steph Curry can't beat Steph Curry, they're going to lose. I guess stick to. I think if the Warriors lose this game, look like they're going to, they're not going to win this series now. I think Houston beat these boys in Houston. That's over for them. And if Houston goes on to beat Minnesota, they go up against OKC, the number 1 seed and the number 2 seed, going to the Western Conference Finals. I could rock with that because that gives seeding some respect. That means 1 seed, 2 seed actually matters. Look at Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler don't fuck around. Jimmy Butler always looking for some drama. See, the problem with Jimmy Butler, though, he always burns his bridges. How long do you think Jimmy Butler's going to be in Golden State? Even if he led them to the finals and lost, he ain't going to be on Golden State for too long. He's going to ask to leave that team too. Just like he asked to leave every team. But this may be the last team Jimmy Butler plays for. This Houston team is really weird. Who's the best player on this Houston team to you guys? They got a lot of good pieces on this Houston team. Who's the best player on this Houston team? If I ask you who's the best player on this Houston team, and if Houston goes to the NBA Finals, who is the Finals MVP? Because if you're going by experience, it's going to be Fred VanVleet. Because in this series, for the Rockets, Fred VanVleet's been the best player on the Rockets for these games. Man, Steph Curry can't knock down shit. He better take like 100 shots tomorrow. He better go back to practice. They got a lot of players on this Houston team, and I feel like they're all fighting for who's the number one, who's the best player. Who's the best player on the Houston Rockets? Well, we could rule out Dillon Brooks. Okay. That's a good one. That's a good one. I got Fred VanVleet, G Money, as the best player for the Houston Rockets in this series, at least. Then you got Thompson. Then you got the other guy, Green, something like that. Yeah, Steph Curry need to watch something because right now, I told you if Steph Curry can't be Steph Curry or have a Curry-licious moment, they ain't winning. They need Steph Curry to play good to win. And he's a little too late with it. Hold on for a second, y'all. Yeah, live by the three, die by the three. Because your best player, all he does is shoot threes. And that's Steph Curry. That's the problem. Your best player, all he does is shoot threes. Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole was a knucklehead. He didn't listen. They couldn't wait to get rid of Jordan Poole. When you more of a headache than Draymond Green and he had to punch you in the face, then you know you're a problem. But damn, Steph Curry, you throwing away an opportunity to win number 5. Because LeBron James is probably jumping up and down secretly in his house. I don't want this guy to win number 5. I got one more. I got 5 chips. He got 4. I beat him. That's what it's all about. It all comes down to winning at the end of the day. What did Kobe said about Shaq? I got 5. He got 4. I wanted to prove I'm better than Shaq. That was one of his main goals. I can win without Shaq, and I'm better than Shaq, and I could get ranked above Shaq. I got 5. He got 4. I had to get that number 5. I had to get 5. Warriors came out real flat. So now we're on to a game 7. Looks like it's going to be a good Sunday for a game 7. He need to study Gary Payton and Kobe Bryant. Have some more toughness. He too much of a pretty boy. Now, as the older G, I am a little bit invested into this series. If I had to pick, I would like to see the Warriors win, right? Because this is like Steph Curry's last hurrah, so to speak. And he's older. You know, I don't want to see the young cocky boys beat up on the old dudes, on the older dudes. But hey, if it happens, I'm cool with it. Because I have no investment, no real investment into who wins this. I'm not a Warriors fan. I'm not a Rockets fan. All right. Neither one of these teams win and do anything for me. So I'm just calling it how I see it. But I'm gonna stick to my words. Golden State ain't winning this series because this was the game to win. I think they lost their chance. Will this be another 3-1 lead Steph Curry blow? Holy shit, I just thought about that. He about to blow another 3-1 lead. Hell no. Hell no. Ain't nothing out of Boston getting credit with me. Hell to the no. Like that old man said in that song. Hell to the no. Oh. Hell to the no. So yeah. At least we get a game 7 on Monday. I'm happy for that. We get a game 7 on Monday. Yeah, I know. You know Anthony Edwards going to get his get back. Because when people was like, Lakers in 5, Lakers in 5, Lakers in 5. Okay. It went from Lakers in 5 to Lakers will survive. That's what it is. Man, you know Ant-Man was all about that smoke. Anthony Edwards is a warrior, man. He liked to compete. He's one of the few guys of this generation that like to compete. He liked to shut people up too. He liked giving people the smoke. One minute to go. Kanye West or Jay Z? Ooh, it's a hip hop question. Oh man, Jay Z, of course. Are we just talking about rap and music? Jay Z. Jay Z's like one of the best to do it. Kanye West just was hot for a minute, then disappeared. After a certain amount of time, he went crazy. His shit was whack. Like his new album is trash. That 40-minute album nonstop, and he made like a long ass video for it. That shit is trash. Hold on, I'm trying to text this right here. Look, Fred Van Fleet. Fred Van Fleet is the best player on the floor. All them threes he hitting, damn. Now you can make a case you know, homeboy Singun. Well, Singun. I'm just butchering his name, you know. But you can make a case he's the best player on here. He got 21 points, but he 8 for 20. But he do have a 14 rebounds. One more win for Houston. Man, these new generation, these new boys is ready to win chips in this generation. You got the Celtics in their prime. You got Ant-Man. You got Houston Rockets. You got OKC. This is the new generation of the NBA. We are in the new generation of the NBA. All the young in prime players they're here now. They're showing up. KD trade next season, yeah. Probably take his old ass to the Knicks. He'll have to go to a team that can help him win, though. Cleveland Cavaliers is going to be. I think they go to the conference finals, of course. They're going to beat the shit out of the Indiana Pacers. So it's Boston, Cleveland. I kind of rooting for Cleveland. Yeah, if Boston meets Cleveland, I'm going with the Cavaliers. Go Cavaliers. I don't want to see Boston in the finals. No disrespect, but I'm from New York. KD leaking to the Spurs. Yeah, I hear that. But I have no investment in neither one of those teams. Whoever wins, may the best team win. But I think it'll be better if Cleveland Cavaliers go to the NBA Finals. It'd be something more to talk about. And it'll make my case even more to why Donovan Mitchell should be an MVP candidate. OKC versus the Cleveland Cavaliers is the NBA Finals. That's my pick. Because the Cavaliers will take the Celtics to 7 games. That's going to be their real challenge. Cavaliers is going to be Boston's real challenge. Yeah, the Joker don't deserve no MVP. He shouldn't even be no MVP candidate. He didn't win. He didn't win enough games in the regular season. All he did was just provided stats. Steph Curry don't react to physical defense much. If you be physical with Steph Curry, he's not that much of a problem. He's not a threat if you're physical with him. Kind of makes you wonder if Steph played in the 2000s, 90s, how physical will he have to make adjustments to? I think he got beat up a lot. Because Steph Curry don't respond well to physicalness. Yeah, the casual won't watch that shit at all. Who's gonna watch the Cleveland Cavaliers and OKC in the finals? Nobody. None of the only one that could draw attention in the NBA finals. You ready for it, CJ? I'll tell you him right now. Anthony Edwards. He on many commercials. Anthony Edwards will get people to watch. He got a fan base. He hot. He's basically becoming the face of the NBA. Anthony Edwards could put butts in the seat. But then if he go up against like Boston or something, they slaughter them boys. We got 2 game 7s coming tomorrow. One on Sunday, one on Saturday. That'd be one of the lowest rated NBA finals. Yeah, he do. I don't believe a word he's saying that. Nobody playing basketball don't want to be the face of the league. Because if he's the face of the league, he's going to be known as the best player in basketball. And there's no doubt that he want to be the best player in basketball. So I don't believe that. I know he said it, but I don't believe it. It's this thing called lies, Jay. Some players do it. LeBron James lie all the time. So why not Ant-Man? I think Ant-Man was lying through his teeth. He too flashy. He likes the attention. He's on every commercial. His actions show otherwise. That's why I think he wants to be the face of the league. Because his actions and words don't align. Yeah, Anthony Edwards laying it down, man. You heard it in the video. He said, I'm the best in the world. All the ladies know. He said that in the locker room when they beat the Lakers. So, yeah, Ant-Man need to stop falling for these dirt traps. He gonna mess around and have like 20 kids like Shawn Kemp. No, Ant-Man living dangerous. No, somebody better tell Ant-Man put a raincoat on before you get that Magic Johnson. Even though it's 2025 and there's things you could take to avoid getting affected, you still could get affected. All right? There's still no cure for it. So once you got it, you got it. Yeah, that's true. Well, I mean, in order for that record to be beaten, somebody has to be just as famous as Michael Jordan. And even LeBron James himself don't get a draw like that because LeBron James don't get as much fans as you think. He got a small cult of fans. But there's not too many people in basketball that actually respect LeBron James the way that he want respect. You know, if that makes sense. They respect him, but not to the way that he wants. He want to be known as the best ever, but nobody feels that way. Well, a small majority of people feel that way. And that creates the problem. Since nobody is believing what you're selling, that makes a problem. Even Laker fans don't want LeBron James on their team. As a guy that live here in Los Angeles, I can tell you, nobody wants LeBron James on the Lakers. They want to hit the reset button. But Fred VanVleet been killing it, man. Best player on the Houston Rockets. But anyway, man, I'm out, y'all. Good game. I'll be back tomorrow for the game set. Both of the game 7s. I'll be on live for. Y'all be good. Peace.